Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, and we have finally reached it. We finally made it to the day we've all been afraid of. You see, most of us didn't believe that 2021 could ever top 2020. I mean, 2020 was ridiculous, wasn't it? But just 15 days into 2021, we have reached a red hot ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen, red hot ridiculous, because big tech has formed a coalition and they're developing a digital COVID vaccination passport. You want to go somewhere? You got to show that you got the shot. Folks, this is some terrifying news and we need to talk about it next. Ladies and gentlemen, James Lane here, and the scary day we thought would never come has come. You see, we thought 2020 did it all. It could never be topped, but now, just 15 days into 2021, we get this big tech coalition developing a digital COVID vaccination passport. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that peachy? You want to travel? You want to go somewhere? You want to get away? You want to run away? You want to escape? If things get tyrannical? Do you have your COVID shot? That doesn't sound very free to me, ladies and gentlemen. That sounds very tyrannical. Folks, we have to talk about big tech. We have to talk about what's going on with this shot. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying that it's good. I'm not justifying the use or lack of use of the vaccine. What I'm doing is defending the individual's liberty, the right of you to say, I want to take it or I don't want to take it, and the unfair pressure put upon somebody to do something by restricting their access to travel. Not cool, bro. Not cool, bro. Not cool at all. Folks, this is an unprecedented era, and we're headed into a time where we're going to be on the defensive for a while, ideologically, and that's okay. It will build hard people that will push back. Things happen. The fight is not over, but that's okay. We are doing something bigger than the tiny little things that people feel like they're only accomplishing. Everybody together working as one to push back against the ideology. That's what I mean by fighting back, by the way. So don't misconstrue what I'm saying as violence. What I'm saying is that if everybody works together in their communities, works together with local businesses, friends, family, everybody else, and instills good values, pushes state legislatures to do the right thing, change can be made. Change can be made, and we can actually get some results, ladies and gentlemen. You have to understand that this is a hearts and minds long game, folks. And in the meantime, while that long game's being played, there'll be wins and losses and ups and downs on both sides. And here is one that could be very frightening. Big Tech Coalition is developing a digital COVID vaccination passport. This is Breitbart News, ladies and gentlemen, from Lucas Nolan. A coalition of tech and health organizations, including Oracle, including Microsoft, and the Mayo Clinic, is reportedly working to develop a digital COVID-19 vaccine passport that would allow businesses, airlines, and governments to check if individuals have received the vaccine. The Hill reports that a coalition of health and technology organizations are working to develop a new digital COVID-19 vaccine passport. All right. This would be checked by businesses, airlines, and countries to confirm if an individual has received the vaccine. The coalition includes tech giants like Microsoft, Oracle, and Mayo Clinic. Mayo Clinic, Mayo Clinic, whatever. This kind of repeats itself here. Sorry about that, folks. On Thursday, the Vaccination Credential Initiative announced that it was developing technology to confirm vaccinations in case governments mandate that people provide proof that they've received a vaccination in order to travel. So places, people, and things are already moving into position and preparing for the day just in case the world gets a little bit more tyrannical. The coalition hopes that the tech will allow people to demonstrate their health status to safely return to travel, work, school, and life while protecting their data privacy. The group is using work from the Commons Project's international digital document that verifies a person has been tested negative for COVID-19. Currently, the Commons Project's system, which was created in partnership with the Rockefeller Foundation, of course, is being utilized by 3 major airline alliances. The coalition is reportedly currently in discussions with several governments to create a program requiring either negative tests or proof of vaccination to enter the country, according to Commons Project Chief Executive Paul Meyer. So there's already a couple different governments out there planning on stealing their people's freedom. If they had it already, you never know. This is some scary stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is a tracking chip, basically. What do you feel about that? What do you think about having a chip on you to be able to go to the grocery store, to be able to go to the gym, to be able to fly to see your family and friends, your kids, your parents? Oh, what happens if you test positive? Maybe we should ask Andrew Cuomo about that. Remember that legislation that they were voting on in New York about internment camps, re-education camps, whatever type of camps they were for the undesirable people that might be infected. I wonder what they would be infected with. Folks, this is a frightening time. I get it. But if you don't work hard in your local communities, if you don't organize yourselves and work towards instilling traditional values, then you're going to get basically steamrolled. I mean that figuratively. I don't mean somebody's going to come just roll you over with a steamroller. And, you know, if you do get ran over by a steamroller, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have too much sympathy for you because they're very slow. Like, you'd have to, no, like Austin Powers, no, you know what I mean? For like 10 minutes. So if you get run over by a steamroller, I'm sorry. It's a figurative speech. And I meant that whole joke that I just said. I meant it for the lefties because they're going to be like, see, he's saying violence. And no, I'm not saying anything with violence. I made a steamroller joke, you idiots. Anyway, I'm talking about the left. Anyway, currently, Meyer stated in a release that the goal of the Vaccination Credential Initiative is to empower individuals with digital access to their vaccination records so they can use tools like Common Pass to safely return to travel, work, school, and life while protecting their data privacy. Doesn't that sound like the thing on the toll booth? Not the toll booth, but the lane, you know what I'm talking about, the HOV lane on the freeway. And you have you can have like a green pass or a well, just like it says right there, the, what was it called? Common Pass, right? You could have Common Pass and go through the toll booth and it'll charge your credit card. So basically, what this is saying is that if you have to prove your vaccination record, all right? If you have to prove your vaccination record with Common Pass, they're also going to know if you ran the toll booth on the freeway. No, I'm just joking. It's ridiculous. Either way, they're digitalizing everything. They're putting everything into a microchip. They're tracking you. They're tracing you. They're making sure that Big Daddy and Big Mama are watching over you with their hand ever so softly and gracefully embedded into your wallet, pocket, and purse strings. Folks, this is a national tragedy, plain and simple. A national tragedy. All right. Mike Cecilia, the executive vice president of Oracle's global business units, commented that the passport needs to be as easy as online banking. We are committed to working collectively with the technology and medical communities, as well as global governments, to ensure people will have secure access to this information where and when they need it. Folks, this is frightening, right? And you know who owns Microsoft? Of course you know who owns Microsoft. Bill Gates. Bill Gates owns Microsoft. So, with that, you have to understand that the left understands. They understand that you can defeat somebody by taking just a little bit away, one tiny piece at a time. Nobody notices, nobody cares, nobody thinks anything of it. And then you blink one day and it's all gone. So it's time for us to start influencing the culture. It's time for us to start influencing society. It's time for the right to be cool again. And we're going to figure out how to do it. We're going to figure out how to do it because the next couple years are going to be very, very interesting. Hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Do me a favor. Do me a favor, guys. I'm on some alt tech. Go to Gab. All right. www.gab.com. Sign up. All right. And find me there. American_Reveille. You can see it on the screen. American_Reveille, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Gab account. As you can see, it's still not loading very well for me. A lot of other people are having better luck. I find this one to be the most like Facebook. There's also Clout Hub, ladies and gentlemen. I am on there. You can find me at The James Lane, just like I am on Parler at The James Lane. Please follow me there as well. And of course, head to www.americanreveille.com and sign up for the newsletter. If that doesn't work, if it doesn't work for some reason, and trust me, I need you to do that, to sign up for the newsletter. I need you to do that. I need you to get in there and be proactive because we don't have another way to communicate. We're still building these other social media platforms, right? So the 15,000 people that were hearing our message on a daily basis, they aren't hearing our message anymore. They have been silenced. They have been censored. We have been silenced and censored by big tech and the left. So I need you to sign up for the newsletter and get with the 800 other patriots and growing that are receiving my updates daily. Please, please, please do me that favor. And also, if you could, if you have a moment, hit the donate tab and go in there and give me a little bit so that we can invest it back in the company. American Reveille is here to stay, but we're fighting massive censorship and we are going into massive upgrades with basically the money coming from donors and out of my pocket from my day job. So if you could, please, please, please hit donate, and you can give me Bitcoin or you can donate through PayPal. Folks, I do appreciate that. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, Rumble, anywhere else, do me a favor, 5-star, well, not the 5-star rating. I'll get to that one in a second. I've been saying this so many times. I just have to keep saying it because I need your help. Do me a favor, hit the notification bell. Hit the like button, okay? Like. Leave a comment. We need your comments. We need to stroke their algorithm. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Beef that number up. Give YouTube a reason not to kick me off. I know that YouTube censored the president, censored other people, but there are other patriots on YouTube that need to see our message so they can know the truth and wake up. We have to reach them, even if it means infiltrating the technology. It is what it is. So do that for me, all right? And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or anywhere else, leave us a 5-star review, all right? A 5-star rating, and leave us a written review. It moves us up the rankings and allows more patriots like you to join us and wake up to the truth. Folks, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.